Okay, hold on. Again, 3, 2, 1. All right, that should be enough to sync. I did it again. Okay, cool. So let me stop yelling and
Put the
get into the
head.
microphone.
It's gonna
Yeah, I've
be in
been going
here.
crazy. So,
Yeah.
uh, so what's good, Nate?
What's
How you
good,
doing?
David? I'm doing all right, man.
Tell me something. You was really trying to get in and get on something
Man,
today.
I was just feeling it today, dude. I got my little like creative streak going on right now. I'm like, I want to do something, man. I want to make something.
All right. So what you got going on? You said you've been on the creative streak. What you got going?
I've been honestly messing around with music right now.
Okay.
It's been
Okay.
okay, you know. I like honestly, I just straight up like it hits and it goes, but this time I feel like I'm really like, got my heart on and like put my heart in this project right now.
So,
Shit.
oh, so it's a project. Is this like a EP, an LP?
Nah,
Is it a single?
it's
What
a
are we
single right
talking
now.
about? What
It's
are
a
we
single
talking
right
about?
now.
A single?
Yeah, I'm gonna figure it
Could we
out for
get a
sure.
name, a concept? You
Fuck.
know, what's give me some. Is it a story? Is it like kind of like a vibe? What is it?
It's kind of like I don't know. Like personally, it's a bit of a personal thing.
Okay.
It's about like it's about like finding yourself like at a situation when in the past you've been like, oh, I don't know if I'm like worthy of shit or anything, and then you find someone that makes you feel worthy of this shit, and you're
What is
like
that shit,
barely
Nate?
like love, bro. You're
All
doing worthy of
right, you
love,
want to say it,
bro.
man? You over here talking about that
My
shit?
bad.
What
I
say it?
say
What is it?
I'm nervous. It's whatever.
Okay, go ahead. No,
This
you
is my
good. You good. You
first time
good.
on the cast, bro.
No, go ahead.
But
No,
but nah, it's
tell
all
it.
about feeling like 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 you come from a dark ass place sometimes, and then you just gotta like get through that shit, and then someone actually comes along that makes you feel like, oh, you're actually like worth something, and you finally just you gotta put it down. You gotta put things on the line. You gotta actually understand like, oh, they're sticking around, they care. Like it's that sort of thing. That's what the song's about. It's about like how, man, what's the word like.
I felt that way about someone. I felt like there was a point
Yeah.
in time where I had someone like that, but I was too immature to realize it at the
It's
time. You
it's
know
a
what I'm
tough
saying?
thing. It's a tough thing when
Yeah,
that
you,
shit
you
happens.
got to recognize it when it does happen,
I'm be
because
completely
sometimes
real.
it
Yeah.
might never come back. You know?
I'm lucky as fuck. I am lucky as hell. I've known this girl for like decades, like a decade, most of my life. Over a decade, I should say. I'm only like 20 some decades. I'm
Mhm.
like 4 years old. No, but I've known her for like over a decade, and since like we were like on and off at the beginning, and I was like on some stupid shit. I was on my high school hoe phase. I'm gonna be completely real with you, bro. And I was just acting stupid as fuck. And she's just been around, and she sticks by me. She don't even know me like I mean she knows everything about me now, but like it's just crazy to me.
That's good. What do you think it is that made you recognize that, or what was it that was different, or that gave you that feeling? You know?
I feel like a lot of stuff in my life changed once I got into my first car accident. Like a lot of shit started
Mm,
changing.
a
Like,
traumatic experience.
yeah, because the thing is,
Was it like a death experience? Was it close
it
to
could
death?
have
Was it
been.
big?
It
Was
could
it?
have been. I was hitting like I don't want to disclose, but
No, you good.
basically, I rear-ended someone. My car was shot. That shit was total.
Oh, so it was your fault.
It was. It's kind of my fault. It was raining.
No, no.
It was raining. It
Okay.
was
Oh,
raining.
all right.
Sorry. Excuse me. It was raining.
Coming
I
from the guy
lost
that ran
control.
into a get bus, I ran into a back of a get bus, so
Fuck.
I can't hold you. A get bus is like the county bus, or it's essentially the big public transportation bus. If you don't know what a get bus is, you're
That's gotta be
somewhere else.
bad. Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, no. It was raining. I lost control of my vehicle, and I rear-ended this guy, and the front half of my car was just shoved in, bro. I could not. I went up a curb, and it was a traumatic experience, like the most traumatic shit in my life. That made me like think about a lot of stuff, like how I'm like, okay, because I was dating her at the time when I was in that accident. I, I listen. I say this I don't. She's gonna see this. She's gonna get mad at me
No, you're good. Go
over a
ahead.
burrito. I got into a car wreck over a burrito.
He was trying to rush and get the
I
food.
was trying. She was like, "I'm hungry." I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna go get you a burrito and bring it to you." And I
Oh,
went to
that's
go get a
nice. That's
burrito and got in
nice,
a car
bro.
accident.
Nah, bro.
So
That
we
that's
say,
that's just
so we,
coincidence,
yeah, no.
bro.
But I always say like, I got in a car wreck over a burrito. Everyone's like, huh?
Nah, bro. My car wreck. I got into a car wreck over a lawnmower, over like trying not to be late to church, and then
Shit, late to church.
trying to be like trying to like rush to LA. And the two other times was rushing the place. So I've had one wreck, two wrecks, and two blown engines. Ooh wee.
Blowing it.
So yeah, so my first wreck, I had this nice red Ford Ranger. It had like the four doors, and I was driving down South H. I was honestly driving. The speed limit was like probably 40. I was probably going like 60 if I'm being honest. So I'm going. The light's green, so I'm like, F it. Like I'm gonna keep driving. Whatever. Boom. I'm going, and then all of a sudden I see this lady pull out, and I just slam on the brakes. Boom! Like the front of the car, boom, smashes. The airbags deploy. The lawnmower is in the back. That shit like comes through the back window. It didn't come through, but like the way it was like, the way the lawnmower was situated on the truck. It like flipped up and just smashed through the back window and bounced back into the bed because it was tied up, so it wasn't going nowhere. But it broke the window, and so that was the first wreck. It wasn't my fault, but if I would have been driving the speed limit, I probably could have just braked, and it could have been avoided. The second time, I was like trying to like drive and like rush to church for something. So I think I was filming at church that was one of my like jobs. So I was like, oh shit, like I got to get to work. That's literally what it was. It was more get to work than get to church. The work just happened to be at church.
Yeah.
And so I was going, and then I was speeding, driving too fast. I was driving 60 and a 40. It was literally a 60 and a 40 again.
Don't speed.
And then I go, and I'm thinking I'm going to like turn off and go to my left, but then there's a car in my blind spot, so I'm like, fuck. And then I slow down. Honestly, it was just like a little, it was like I probably hit the bus going like 5 miles an hour. It wasn't like nothing crazy, but it was enough to like, it wasn't a whole thing, but it was like a medium thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
So yeah, bro. Between those, there was, besides the car wrecks, there was two car like spin out. Dude, I had plenty. I used to drive in the dirt fields, and there was this one night where I was driving through these dirt fields out off Stockdale, where all those new houses are. I'm driving through there, speeding. I go to drift around a corner, spin off the road into like this little ditch or whatever.
Yeah.
I go back to like it literally it was like a whole thing to get my car out that night. I had to call up my homie last minute. Shout out Michael Aparicio for digging me out the hole when I spun the truck out that night. That's a story I'll never forget. But literally, I looked when the sun rised and came back. Bro, there was like a 20-foot like drop on the opposite side of where I wrecked at. So I wrecked on like the safe side, but if I would have wrecked on the other side, bro, I probably would have. Somebody in my car would have been killed, and they would have been killed because of me. And that was the main one that had me like, ooh, like, nah, I can't do this shit no more. So that was the end of that. That was after that. I never drove in the fields again.
Mm-hmm.
I just stopped.
Yeah.
And then, yeah,
it's always different when like you could like someone's in the car with you.
Oh
it's
man,
when different. It's different.
Those are the ones because you be like, oh, I'm accountable. Like I'm responsible. This is solely on me. Like this is my fault. You know what I'm saying? It's like that accountability.
That can get dark.
Yeah, but I'm bad. We got way off. We got way off. We're talking about car wrecks, bro. I was just remembering mine. Like, woo.
Yeah.
But
but after I got my first wreck, that's when you start looking at things differently. Because like I could have died. Like let's be completely honest. Mm-hmm. I was lucky to get out with like no scrapes. Like I was sore the next day. That's about it. And that's like I went into work the next day, bro, because I was like, yeah, I got to go to work. I was a janitor. Like what the?
Oh my gosh! You just reminded me about another car crash that I had, bro.
He's getting the car.
I'm sorry to interrupt you again, but
no, you're good.
I was driving this one. I got into this wreck because I was in a rush to go shoot a $50 football game like in Hanford or something. Like it was like a playoff game. I was like, oh, I'm trying to get the playoffs. Da da da. I go. there's like a little S in the road, and I think I'm fucking Lightning McQueen, nigga. I did just like Lightning McQueen and spun the fuck out on that dirt road. My homie was in
No.
the car spun out. The tires popped off, but the crazy part was, bro, I got my car towed to Delano that night to my family's house, to like another city that was probably like 20, 30 minutes from where I crashed. And, bro, I literally went to, I had the tow truck drop it off in front of Pacific Tire, and I just went in the morning when they opened. Those fools put brand new tires on my car that morning, and I just drove back to Bakersfield the next day, bro.
Crazy,
That
bro.
was the craziest shit. I'm like, dude, my car should have been totaled, Nate. I'm surprised, like, no airbag, nothing. No airbags deployed, nothing happened. Like, that was the craziest shit, was that none of that shit, like, deployed, because I feel like, I don't know, bro, because after the car crashed, I was like, oh, I'm going to have to get a new whip. Oh, I'm going to be stuck in I just saw the car payments and the fucking shit, but go
Hate
ahead.
that, bro.
Drive safe,
Hate
y'all.
that.
Whoever's listening to
Drive
this, please
safe.
drive safely.
The message of the day is
Drive
safe.
safe. If
Don't
there's anything, those are I just gave out my car crash stories, so
don't go on the dirt road.
please be safe out
You
there.
are not Lightning McQueen.
I'm-
But yeah. So, I mean, sort of just after that, I just went to work the next day. I was a janitor. I don't know why. I thought, it was super. I gotta be there. They need me. They need someone to scrub those toilets.
It's that, like, it's just the responsibility.
It's like
you know
it
what
was
I'm
the
saying?
shock mixed with responsibility. I was like, damn.
I
That's
feel like it's one of
crazy.
those things that's so crazy, or like I don't even want to acknowledge it. I just want to go about. I just want to act like nothing happened. Just go about my day.
And
And
that's how that because that's how I did life, dude. I like would like let shit just roll off when it shouldn't, and that was sort of like the problem. I was just like fucking off through life, and I felt like I wasn't like paying attention to anything that I was doing, and I was just sort of letting it go, and like I don't know, like how people say like, oh, you got to go with the flow in life. I was too into the flow. I was part of it. You got to go with it. You don't got to be a part of it. That's the difference.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, and after that, you just got to start. I got to like evaluate what's going on. I could die any day. I got to start taking shit seriously.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was tough. It was fucking tough adjusting after that. I started taking less college classes because I was getting fucking depressed out of like nowhere. I kept like having nightmares about that shit.
Damn, that shit
consumed
really
me.
fucked you
It
up.
consumed me for a while.
That's crazy.
And that sucks because I used to be like, I say I used to be like super motivated for shit, like a lot more than I am at my current point, because it dipped so low for like a long period of time, and only recently am I starting to sort of like pick up after that, because I'm like steadily, sort of like adjusting back into life and reality and understanding like it's fine, things happen, you're gonna get through this shit. It's not
Gonna
gonna
be
like be
okay.
your whole life. You gotta like get through that. It does not have to be something that you live with your whole life, because then you're not gonna do anything. I don't want to end up, living off of X, Y, and Z, the government or whatever, in like a government issued house or anything like that, because I got no motivation and like I just quit and I gave up. Like on life, bro. It's a tough thing to deal with, especially since you're used to like I was used to like taking 5 college classes at a time. I was used to like, I was motivated. I wanted to do this, and this with my life. I had this planned out. I had, job line, like my career, like sort of like mentality. Like, oh, I'm on a track. I got a track I want to do. Gone. Just gone.
You just feel like you kind of lost motivation
I
after that.
lost. Yeah, you lose a lot of it, bro. The second you get like deep in there,
Mm-hmm.
you just tap out for a bit.
What was it about that got you stuck? Do you think it was just like the whole like mortality thing, or like what was it that caused the toilet bowl swirl of like negative emotions, and like why did it kind of send you down kind of a couple steps backwards? Like it seems like it made you take a few steps back, and you had to kind of grow through it.
it was mostly the mortality thing.
Hmm.
But with me, I feel like personally, in general, fucking hate inconvenience, bro. I hate like, cause I always saw myself as like, oh, I'm like, like I don't know, like an arrow, bro, like a bow and arrow.
Hmm.
Like you're going somewhere and you're gonna keep going.
Yeah.
And you're shooting forward and you're shooting forward because that's how I was raised. I feel like I got too used to that because of how I was brought up.
Mm.
That you got to keep going and shoot forward and forward and forward, but never being told how to deal with obstacles.
Mm.
So I feel like
Mm.
the second I hit one, I stopped moving.
Oh, that's a
That's what caused me to spiral because I didn't know how to I didn't know how to process it right. So I've been sort of working through
mm.
that.
That's
I had to work through that on
interesting.
my own because, well, I got her. She can help me.
Uh-huh.
I got my girl to help me, but she helped me a lot. I appreciate her.
No, that's interesting. That definitely shows growth because I feel like that's something that we go through, but I never even really thought about it. Like I didn't like I was like, "Oh, I guess I've experienced that, but I didn't recognize or wasn't able to articulate what that was." Like it's learning to deal with adversity. That's what it is.
it's hard.
And I feel like everyone has different levels of what adversity is to them. You know what I mean? For you, it was like a car crash. For
It can be anything.
yeah,
Yeah.
like it's just something
Like
traumatic.
you don't get a
Like
job, you don't get your license for the first time.
yeah,
Dude, I don't know what it is.
mm-hmm.
Like I have a real problem with it. I didn't get my license the first time I took my test, and I bawled. I
uh,
don't know why. I fucking cried in the car. And I don't understand why I was so beat up about it and I
mm-hmm.
felt like I failed. Like
Yeah,
I felt like a failure at life just for not getting my license the first time. And I
really.
don't know what like brought that on.
Y-
And so I like had to like and that was like a little early. That was
No,
before the crash and everything. And I feel like early on I had to like I look back on that now and I'm like,
uh,
"Oh, that's a part of what's going on." I just wasn't
mm,
taught to get through stuff the right way. Like I was taught to like get over it or like, but not in a way that I was able to process it, which was a bad thing because it works for some stuff. That can work for some things. Like maybe you get a bad grade or you like, I don't know, you drop a fucking ice cream cone as a kid. Sure, that's fine. It's not going to help me when I don't get a license or getting a fucking car crash. Maybe getting a license, but
mm,
getting in a car crash is a different beast than dropping an ice cream cone, bro.
yeah, yeah. That's what I meant. Like, there's different levels as you get older. What is like a big deal or traumatic? It kind of changes because you
Yeah,
gain more perspective. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Man.
I'll admit it's tough going through your life thinking like it's like I feel like it's that kind of it's like I'm gonna be real. I was pretty privileged kid growing up. Okay,
Yeah.
I had both my parents in my house. The worst thing I could say was that my dad had a bit of like anger problems, and
Mm.
we had to work through that. He's great now. My mom's ridiculously overbearing
Mm.
with her religion. We're not getting into that right now, but and it's weird because I had horrible childhood experiences with my dad. I feel
Mm.
like we had bad experiences like from the beginning,
Mm.
but like even over time, I hardly had any with my mom. I had a couple though, but they were more important to me, I think,
Really.
because my dad showed growth over time. And I feel
Mm.
like he actually grew up and we became closer because of that.
Mm.
It was always a weird relationship between me and my dad. And I'll always have like a weird connection to my dad
Mm.
because I don't
Would he like
know.
whoop your ass and stuff growing up, or like was he just on your neck, or was he kind of like a dickhead?
He was just mad. He was just angry and
Yeah.
he scared me. The
Yeah.
problem was he scared me.
Mm.
Like he was hardly ever home because he had to work his ass off
Yeah.
because he had my brother now when he was like young. So he had to work his ass off like from day one to raise him, and then later down the line met my mom, had us, but he still had to keep keep that grind going because he started in a ditch because
Yeah.
teen pregnancy is not a joke, y'all. It is not a joke. Don't mess around. that'll mess you up for real, for real.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like he had to grind for that, so he wasn't home a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I would like get sent. You've been sent to the corner.
No, I would just get my ass whooped.
Like a timeout. You see, yeah, so I get both. I had both.
It was just going straight to ass whoopings.
I can't even. I'm gonna be completely real. As real as I can be right now, bro. I was sent to the corner, and I was like, it made me claustrophobic.
Yeah.
And now I'm claustrophobic as fuck because of that. And I feel like I look back, I'm like, now I'm fucking claustrophobic because that shit would give me anxiety.
Yeah.
I was in the hallway of my house, sitting in a corner. And there's like this, like, it's like a wooden cabinet, like right, like in between. So it's like the cabinet's here, the wall is on the other side. And I'm in that corner, and I would chew on that. I was chewing on that wooden cabinet because I didn't know how to deal with what I was doing. I was so nervous.
I was in this, I was like,
I wasn't bite. I was like scraping my teeth, and like I would like bite and then drag.
You would just start fidgeting and just doing like shit because you have. Yeah, that's some anxiety. Yeah, bro, that's some anxiety shit. Yeah, you just
didn't know how to deal with it.
It's like how I don't want to compare you to like a dog, where like like you put a dog like we used to leave my dog. We would lock them in the room. Yeah, and that nigga would just get scared and like and start screwing. That's what happened. And it's essentially the same kind of reaction. I'd say we are animals. I'll be telling people, we animals. We just got clothes and cars and shit, but we animal. We just as much animal as dogs, cats, reptiles, all that. Yeah. And so I feel like, especially children, when they're put in like situations that cause stress,
it's worse because you put your dogs away because they gotta go away. So you gotta leave the house. You just gotta put them away.
It's like you just gotta go away.
But you put your kids in a corner because they're in trouble, and you're mad at them, and they know, like your parents are mad at you, and now you're in a corner in an enclosed space. It makes that worse. It's got to make it like worse, in my opinion, at least. I feel like it feels worse. I don't know. I'm not a dog, bro.
No, that's like it's
not anymore.
Probably because as a human we have a little bit more cognitive understanding, so it's like when a dog gets put in a corner or animal, it's like they just it's fight or flight. But with us, we start to think and like our minds wander. I feel like humans' minds wander more than any other like thing. Maybe
living thing.
Maybe the dolphins and the killer whales, but that's another topic of discussion.
No.
But yeah, like our minds just go in like they could go in rocket ship ups, or they could just go in downward spirals, and it's just like whatever is like being fed to you mentally or whatever you are. I guess that's a product of the environment type thing. Yeah.
That's gonna be your life.
Your environment was the corner at that point.
But no, like I get put in the corner. My dad came home. I don't know what he was just mad that day or something. Just started some
bullshit at work, bro.
Screaming at me, and I shut down then and there, bro. Mm-hmm. It was just a bad.
How old was your dad at that time?
I can't even remember.
Do you know how old your dad is right now?
He's in his late 40s.
He's in his late 40s? He's not 50?
No.
And you're 23? 24. 34, 20. So your dad was like 20. He was probably my age, 27 when he had you, between 24 and 28.
So, man, I was 19.
I'm not going to lie. And that was, were you his second or third?
I was the second kid.
And then
my other brother is the third.
Okay.
My first brother is
so there are 3 boys altogether?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, as a 27, 28-year-old man, I'd probably be stressed the fuck out too if I had 3 kids. Yeah.
Yeah, he did have 3 at the time. My bad. Yeah. But like I over time I understood that because I actually understood he had a reason. He was dealing with some stuff too. It might have not been okay to take it out on us, but I started
you at least understand
because he grew from it, and I see him now as he started moving up. He's like a supervisor now for Toyota or something, and he's great. He's doing a lot better. You know, he's got tips here and there, but you know that's because he gets stressed out because he's like planning all the freaking family parties for everyone and doing all this shit. But better, consistently better than
there's consistent improvement.
Consistent improvement, like than normal. Yeah, the thing is with my mom, it's harder because she was the whooper. She was the one that whooped our asses.
Oh, really?
She was the one that would whoop our asses, but like, it was different. You know?
Do you feel like it was just
you get whooped as a kid. It happens, but like the way she went about it was like problematic was the issue, because I look back on that and that shit taught me to fear God, because she put religion into beating our ass. That was the problem. She got,
you know, religion was definitely beaten to me at a point.
That's what made it a problem for me though. Because I didn't want, like, I was afraid. Like,
instead of a relationship, it was just fear.
Like, oh, I have to go to church on. I gotta be here, or else I'm gonna get my ass beat. You know,
it wasn't even the fear of God. It was just the fear of mama.
You ever have a mom with a wooden spoon that says Jesus loves you and beat your ass with it?
That's kind of like psychotic.
Exactly. I told her, I'm like, Mom, what the fuck are you on? What were you doing? You think this was like she? Listen, she grew from that, sure, but
you'd be like, nah, man.
It bugs me.
He's like, Dad shit was regular. Your shit was like next level. It was just like your shit was like mind games.
Like you didn't have to you didn't have a reason for that.
Yeah.
You were just mad at us, and like we did something wrong. And you just didn't, you didn't want to deal with like parenting us in that way, and like patience. You just weren't patient enough. It's fine. You're better. She grew from that. They both grew from that. I just feel like it's harder for me with my mom because, that shit was like unnecessary. Like you didn't really have like a good reason behind it other than you didn't have the patience to parent, like at the time. Which I get it. It was different back then. Times were different back then. My mom probably got her ass beat by her mom.
Dude, I feel like every generation.
It's generational trauma.
I feel like every generation, like our parents' generation got their asses whooped probably like pretty wild.
Yeah.
But everything, like our grandparents, bro, I feel like everything grandparents and beyond, motherfuckers got beat. Like it wasn't even like whoopings. It was like beat. Because I feel like, I don't know, man, like just back in the olden times, like early 1900s, 1800s, like they used to like lynch people in public, bro. So imagine what people would just do at home. They would. And like you said, it's generational trauma. And it takes a few generations to be like, nah, man, like I did not like that. And so it's like
you gotta like think back on like you did some fuck shit. I go to my parents like you did some fuck shit when I was a kid.
It's like that shit was out of pocket.
I'm getting over it, but what the fuck?
No, I know what you mean, bro.
Yeah, it's like that sort of thing, man.
Because I kind of feel the same way with my dad. Like
I feel that
with my dad. I will say my parents have stayed consistent my whole life.
They didn't change it.
They ain't changed at all. My parents.
Where?
I know. I'm like with my parents. I know exactly what I'm getting, and that's what makes it easy because I'm like.
It's like going to a restaurant.
I know exactly. Like my parents is just my parents. Like they gon'. And so with my mom is just always that nurturing. Like she gonna work hard, but my mom, she just be. My mom's funny. I don't know how to put it, but my mom is loving and works hard, but she just be like. She be like me, just her mind be all over the place. Like me and my mama get distracted like super easy. And my dad, I honestly will say, I feel like my dad gave me the best years of his life because he was low key spazzing out before I was born up until I was about like 10, 11, 12. And then he like kept it hella solid and was really on my neck from like 10 to 18. Like I would always go to work, but 10 to 18 specifically, he was like, I was always just with my dad, whether it be work or something.
Right.
And he was hard as fuck, bro. I used to hate that nigga, bro. Oh my fucking God. I used to cry about like, oh, my dad is One time I got so mad I ran across the street and I just mooned my ass and showed him my ass, or I mooned my dad and showed him my ass because I was like, it was just the most.
You were just fed up.
He did something like, because he would just go overboard with the shit talking sometimes. Like he would go into like crazy shit talking like. And I'll be like, nigga, like, shut up. Like, shut up. Like, shut the fuck up. And so I just ran, and I was like, fuck this. I'm leaving, nigga. Bro. And I couldn't. I was like, nigga, there's no way I could beat my dad's ass. Even till this day, I would not try to fight that nigga. But I was like, what's the most disrespectful thing I could do? And I thought of, like, Goku and Krillin showing their ass to, like, villains in the anime. And I was like, I'm going to pull my pants down, show this nigga my balls in my ass, and slap it.
Bro, what?
I just showed that nigga my ass.
I'll
like,
never understand mooning people as
bro,
like an insult. You're just embarrassing.
I showed him my ass.
You're just embarrassing yourself to get
no,
because you're mad.
Bro. It's like, it takes literal meaning. It's like, oh, you showing your ass today. That I will say, that was, but now that I'm an adult, let me backtrack. Let me not get too like out of it. Now though, I'm like, literally ever since like I stopped like working with my dad, I feel like everything in my life has just been easy. Like literally there's been nothing harder in my life than dealing with my dad. And the things that my dad, literally, I would say the one thing my dad taught me was how to get money. If there's anything my dad taught me was like, it wasn't emotional intelligence. It wasn't like, it was just get money. Cause as I feel like as a man, he was like, nigga, you guys, no matter what it is you do, you gonna need some money. And he's honestly the worst financial manager, but I feel like everything else he was like, he'll figure it out or get it from somebody else. But his main thing was like, you gonna go to work every day and every weekend and you gonna figure out how to get this money because you gonna need to provide for yourself and a family one day. That's true. And I feel like now I'm like, you know what, Dad? I hated that shit growing up, but now I feel like it prepared me for the harsh realities of life. Because I feel like everyone's, like I was telling you earlier, everyone's trauma scale is a little different.
Everyone's chasing a bag.
And I feel like my dad made my trauma scale so tolerant.
Yeah.
And I became so tolerant to shit talking and trauma and setbacks that I just stopped giving a fuck. Like if some shit happened, oh well, I'm going to just fucking keep going. Like, oh well, I'm going to just keep going. And so it definitely put like a don't quit attitude, and there was definitely a little bit of I'm gonna prove him wrong too. So there's a little bit of that. But
always spite somebody.
You
want to get ahead in life, spite someone with it. Act like you're spiting someone.
But now I love my pops. Like not that I didn't love my pops before, but now I have a greater respect, and I feel like he respects me too more though. I feel like there's just mutual respect between the both of us.
I feel like me and my dad talk more than we used to. Like we actually like me and we were both into like trading cards, you know, and stuff like that. We didn't even really talk about that when I was like a kid. He'd take us to like remember Russo's books?
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, the Russo's books was just like it's like a library / card shop. You know, that's just shut down now. I'm kind of mad. I'm kind of mad that it's shut down now, but yeah, we used to take us there sometimes as kids, you know, it was fun. We went, we got some cards, we dipped. But like now I feel like we actually talk about like that nerd shit, all that stuff now more, you know? We got like a better like conversational relationship.
You could just talk casually and it'd be cool, like just casual. Yeah, that's tight.
It's a lot better.
That's good. I feel like I'll be trying to be friends with my parents, or at least I feel like I'm more friends with my mom and with my dad. It's like, it's getting more like that. But I feel like, especially with my dad, there's still a level of like I ain't trying to like sit and chit chat and be not chit chat, but like I don't know. It's a different relationship. I really don't talk to my dad much, but when I do now, it's like more. It's always high quality. You know what I mean? Like it's good, high quality interaction. And I will say, I feel like I set boundaries too with my dad to where I'm like, bro, if you on like, if it's some drama or some bull, like, nah, don't bring that around. Don't bring it. I'll just like sometimes my grandma like, man, yo, daddy, da-da-da. I'm like, I don't need to know. Sometimes my mom would be like, yo, daddy was telling me. I was like, what? Why do y'all talk like? No drama. Don't acknowledge it. Like I'm like, it's some point you just have to just don't ignore. But I will say when you marry, there's stuff that like this is stuff I probably I don't understand. So at
Yeah.
that point, I'll be like, I just listen to my mom. At that point, like
Mhm.
you just want to be heard at that point.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
this is it's the adult relationships and the maturing process of becoming like youth to adult.
100%.
And being able to deal with traumas and process things and use that wisdom to move forward
Yeah,
and
exactly.
apply it to hopefully not make the same mistakes.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's
So
what it is.
that if anything, if I gain anything from my experience with my parents, I know how not what not to do, how not to parent my kids. Like
Yeah.
parts of it. Oh shit.
No, you
Some
good.
of it was good. I'm not gonna. It wasn't all bad. I just said there was just
There's
aspects of it that
you
stuck
take
with
the
me.
good and then you just get rid
It
of
just
the
stuck
stuff
with
that
me.
you didn't necessarily agree with.
Like, like you can even have stuff stick with you that you didn't learn shit from. Like, it's just
I'm
weird.
trying to like just random.
Just like there's a lot of shit that you can. There's a lot of flies. But
Yeah, I think it's between the windows being open and these lights shining on us. Yeah, the bugs been
man,
the
they out
moth
here
or flies
moonbathing.
been flying and mothing.
Flying them
They
up.
flying and mothing. But you're saying
But like, there's just some shit that just happens, and you just don't even learn shit from it, and just wondering like, what's going on?
that's that in one ear out the other shit. Like,
Mhm.
like I feel like our brains only have like a limited. No, I don't feel like I know.
Capacity.
Yeah, like our brains can only remember
You got
so
a
much
capacity.
shit, and so I feel like I get why they say once you're like a certain age, like you stop slowing down, because there's once you like as you get older, you just you process more and more information, and unless you could filter it out, it's like you could just get overwhelmed with all the thoughts and things going around.
Yeah, you ain't gonna remember none of that.
Yeah,
Nope.
bro. Like I feel like sometimes I feel like I'm a goldfish, and that's good and bad
Yeah. Okay.
because like I kind of have maybe is that what you call a one track mind
I get what you
or
mean.
like kind of tunnel vision. Like I'll just have something
Yeah,
that I
yeah.
do, and I'll just like it's kind of like the other shit around me don't exist. And sometimes I feel like it's good because it helps me focus on my goals, but at the same time, I tend to like let the things around me kind of fall by the wayside. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
And it's like at that point, it's a seasonal thing.
It's a
Like,
seasonal
it's
thing.
seasons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The real one's gonna
Jesus
last. The other
Did
ones,
you- Yo, you flexed your arms
they're
real
gonna
quick.
be in the pet.
You just
What?
veiny as that. You
Oh.
got veiny arms, bro.
Bro,
I didn't even know. I was.
so I went to the doctor the other day and they were
Shoot.
drawing my blood.
This shit gonna be easy.
Bro, they had like no, dude, they had like 3 different nurses come. They had like 2 different nurses and they had to call in the old lady who specializes in drawing blood to get my veins because they like since my veins you could see them but they're small and so they slip and they move, I guess.
Right.
And
I
so
get you.
they had to have this they had to have the seasoned vet of 20 years come in
The one that knows.
come and drink my blood and
The
test it.
Veteran of blood drawing.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. It was a good doctor's appointment. It was a good visit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
yeah, man, it's just how it is. You just got to deal with trauma as it comes, and your experiences growing up don't have to be your reality. Like now, you can get through that shit. It's gonna move on. You'll get over it eventually, but like, don't try to get over it without working through it. I say, don't get over things, work through them. It's better to do that. Don't go over a mountain, go through it.
that was very introspective. I like that.
That's what because that's what happened. That's what I feel. I feel like I was too busy trying to get over things. I got tired and I fell down.
Man, that's a great way to put it. Like, I'm tired of getting over this shit. I'm gonna just put it down. Like, I'm just putting it down.
I'm breaking that shit down.
I'm breaking it down, bro.
Yeah.
He said I'm tired of dealing. Cause sometimes it's like,
Because you get tired of getting over things. You got to work through things. Like, sure, it might, like, think of, in reality, it'll take you a lot more movement to get up and over a mountain than just to cut a straight line through it and get out. That's like, think about it. It's less distance. You got to go like twice as much distance to go up on a mountain and down the mountain as opposed to just cutting through it.
yeah,
It might be harder, but it's a lot better in the long run.
Once you get through it, it's gonna be there. The holes you could get straight through. Boom.
It's a lot better.
You ain't got to keep going over. Oh, that's a good one,
Exactly.
Nate. He's like, it might be a little bit harder, but once you get through it, it's like
a lot better for you.
It's a lot better. You could, man. Hey,
think of it this way: like it's hot as fuck outside. You don't want to go up on the mountain, go through it. You got shade. You got shade all day.
Mm-hmm. It might have took a little bit longer to dig this tunnel, but hey, it's a whole lot better than having a.
Exactly, bro. There's a lion up there. Like, there's probably a lion up there.
There's a mountain lion up there. Yeah, you ain't even lying. Man, he said trauma. I feel like sometimes I tend to. I feel like I don't acknowledge my traumas, bro. I will say, like, I don't. Sometimes I'll be thinking, like, what are my traumas? And I don't realize what they are until they like spring up. Like, it'll be like, oh, new trauma discovered, or
new discovered. It's like
it's
like an achievement.
Like I feel like, but then I will say, Nate, I feel like I don't want to say I've worked. I'm trying to think of my traumas. Like, have I worked? I feel like all my traumas deal with interpersonal relationship. Like,
people say their trauma comes up.
Yeah.
Like over time, like you'll probably remember some shit when you're 40. They'll probably get brought up when you're 40, and that you have repressed for this long. It happens like all the time.
Yeah.
People say it happens all the time at least.
Said,
I'm not 40. I feel 40. Fuck. Man, you be doing old man shit now?
Yeah, I do a lot. I've been like stretching just to like before I do things. I don't just jump up and do stuff anymore. I stretch before I do stuff.
You ever get up out of a chair? You're like,
oh no, my knees creak every time they.
Your feet ever just like got like broken twigs when you stand up? Like you hear like and they're just popping.
No, I just be my knees, bro.
That never happens.
My knees got a consistent click clack in them.
Shit, I gotta go to the doctor.
My knees got a consistent click clack. I feel like once I took a break from sports, like consistently, my body low key started feeling a lot better because I feel like between high school and just up until like age 23-ish, I would just be playing sports all the time, but I wouldn't take care of my body afterwards. I would just play and then just go home like it wasn't shit. And I feel like all that built up different tension in my muscles and just different aches. And like I feel like now I'm at the point in my life where I'm doing more like self-care stuff as far as like physical therapy. Like I still haven't got a massage, but I want to get a massage. I feel like that shit's going to change my life.
Maybe.
I got a pedicure, got my feet like cleaned and scrubbed. That was cool. Yeah. Like just things to make my body feel good, because when I was younger, I feel like I valued things and like just objects.
Outside things though, but not like personal, things. Like not for you,
Yeah. It was like I wanted video games and toys and new shoes and
temporary shit.
Yeah, stuff like that. Temporary shit.
Temporary shit.
And as you get older, you be like, damn, this shit is not really gonna make my baseline happiness more. Like, there's little things, like I will say, my Apple Watch is nice, and like the AirPods, like there's a little quality of life.
You got to measure like things that help you out, and like versus like the cost and all that shit.
Yeah, but now as an adult, you be like, ooh, it's real priorities, and it's like I could buy things now, or I could, hold off and sacrifice for my future. And I feel like right now I'm doing a lot of sacrificing for my future, and I'm just like, it's having the faith that it's gonna pay off. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
Just having, like, not doing certain things you want to do, or just like doing less because you know that one day, like, I'm gonna be able to do different things and I'm gonna have different opportunities. But if I waste this time now and just keep making these lateral moves, I'm just gonna keep being in the same spot. I'm not gonna go up. And I feel like to go up, the more up you go, the more you have to sacrifice and give, and just the more you have to give in the moment. And so I feel like I'm in that grind stage. Like I'm not on that Gary V like crazy grind shit. I set working hours now, and I try not to burn myself out.
But you you got a schedule.
But I bust my ass a little. I try to chop a little extra wood. Like, that story of the dude that chops wood.
Oh, fuck. What's his name?
Not John Henry. But
no,
John Henry's the
that's
railroad.
That's the steel driving man.
I had to reset. It's the American folk guy with the axe.
Let me see. Paul Bunyan.
Paul Bunyan.
Paul
yeah,
fucking Bunyan,
yeah,
baby.
Paul Bunyan.
There he is. It took
Yeah,
a while.
man.
We had to figure that
Yeah,
out.
it was.
Fast.
So the story with the axes was you got two dudes that chop wood, and then every day like the other guy after work, the other guy chops wood for like an extra hour or like 2 hours. And at the end of the season, the other dude's like, bro, like, where'd you get all that fucking wood from? Like, we chopped the same amount of time, did this, did that. And he was like, while you was at home sleeping, I was still in the trap chopping. And I was like, that's the way I look at life. Is like, I show up to work and I'll literally edit and do stuff while I'm at work. And I'll come to the trap and chop wood for extra hour or two. Like,
Yeah.
you don't got to do, like, work crazy. But if you put like a little hour in here extra, a little hour in here there
Something
extra,
on the side.
that shit'll, what do you call it? Compound. That shit'll compound
It'll
up.
build up.
It'll build up into something big if you
Yep.
just stay with it. But yeah,
Adds
man,
up over time.
stay down. I feel like that's my main thing. You just gotta. I feel like I just repeat myself over and over again. You just gotta stay down, stay working.
Stay down.
Just
That's some old man shit.
Man, bro, so look, you know how you said your dad was young? Bro, my dad was old as fuck. Like, that fool had me at like 35.
35.
Yeah, that nigga had me old as fuck.
People always be saying to have kids in your 20s though. I'm like,
I don't
no.
want, I feel like 30s.
Fuck no.
I feel like 30s is the new 20s. Because I feel like, honestly, the way my dad played it and when the way his body is, 35 is the perfect age for a man to have kids. Because ideally, I feel like by
You're
35,
financially
you should be
stable.
fine. If you haven't fucked up, and even if you have fucked up, 35 is enough time to correct fuck ups.
You got a decade.
And if you've been doing good, you could like, you could really be on some shit by the time you're 35. So it's like,
It's almost 2 decades after you turn 18.
yeah,
You
man.
got time.
So that literally, it's 20 years after you turn 18, damn near. Like, you got 20
17.
years, you got a whole nother lifetime to get it together. And so I feel like by the time you're 35, you should at least be getting some kind of money, have some kind of savings, and at least be able to like support like a shorty or something. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like your girl, or like you could. No, not even that. You just have enough money to self-sustain, and then if you would like someone to join you in that, it's like, okay, yeah, you could come stay at my crib.
In the
type shit.
I mean, in the context, you kind of have to if you're having
Yeah.
a kid.
Oh, yeah. I'm
No, it's
I'm
all
not.
good.
Yo, I'm
I
not
get what you
talking.
mean, though. No,
Well,
you're right, though. You're still right, though. At that point,
no
get your-
early kids.
No, don't have early kids.
Do not do it. I
Do
feel
not
like
have
do
kids.
not have them kids.
Do not
I
have
love
kids
all
at
my
21.
students. Fuck having them kids. I'm not gonna say fuck them kids because I love them kids, but fuck having them kids.
No,
I'll enjoy
sir.
somebody else. It's enough kids in the world for you to enjoy.
I see way
Pause.
too many.
Like, not in the, hey, don't clip that. Hey,
No.
I'm playing.
That's not what he meant.
No.
That's not what he meant.
Oh shit.
No, but
That's funny as hell.
that's not what he meant. No, but excuse me. Damn, bro, got me dead as hell. I forgot what I was. Oh no, I be seeing videos all the time on like fucking TikTok or YouTube, whatever. Shit that just this free birth control, bro. You watching kids acting bad as fuck,
Free, hey,
and
you know
you're
what,
just like,
man?
I do not want to have kids. I'm looking at this kid kicking and screaming in the middle of a Walmart over not being able to pet the Target dog because the Target
That's
dog
bad
isn't at
parenting,
Walmart.
though. That's parenting at that point. Like,
Yeah,
but that's the thing.
that's
Like,
the point.
I actually want a kid more than anything else in the world, Nate. I like.
Yeah, I feel.
I
That for
want
you. I see
kids.
that for you.
For me, like, I get some people don't want kids, but for me, I just look at it like, yo, I could finally experience me.
Little David.
I've always like been
David
like,
Jr.
like I get who is it? Is it Floyd Mayweather? It was like I'll never be able to watch Antonio Brown, the football player.
Yeah, okay.
Antonio Brown was like,
I'll never be able to watch
my biggest regret is I'll never be able to watch myself play. I said, oh, that nigga spitting. I've always felt that. I was like, I'll never be able to just sit and watch me. Like, fuck, like I'm nice. And so I'm like, if I have a kid, I'm like, bro, I could just experience me, the good and the bad,
Yeah.
whatever it is. I feel like I don't think I'll make my kid do like, I won't try to live precariously through them because hopefully I would have already lived my own life.
That's a whole different set of trauma. We're back to trauma.
That's a whole nother
Parents
thing.
that try to live through their kids.
Because, bro, parents be having these kids so young, and it's like, bro, you haven't even lived. And so you trying to live through this nigga because you literally have not lived.
Because you had kids.
If you have kids before 30 or in high school, you ain't even lived enough to know shit.
Maybe.
You ain't even lived. You think like this little... Oh, man, it's so funny. These high school kids be thinking that high school is like... And I'm like, nigga, you know...
I can't realize that was me, bro. I thought high school was peak.
Nah, I thought
high school was like the height of my life.
Really?
I kind of
peaked
did.
in high school, Nate.
I feel...
Ah!
I can't even lie. I feel like I peaked. I feel like I peaked in high school.
Nah, man. You still got greatness to come.
I'm thinking... We'll see.
But
as my life is now, I feel like I kind of peaked in high school just a little bit.
Nah. I feel like
it's definitely at least one of the high. Like it's sad
it's definitely
to say.
high. No. I think I'll put it like this: because of your status as a kid, you were able to access certain things at a younger age that a lot of people probably weren't, and so you were able to mature in some senses a lot faster than other people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could say
and
that.
so you know what I'm saying? You're just like. Everyone is on different timetables when it comes to different stuff. You know what I mean?
If you knew me in high school, I'm so sorry.
Nah, man.
I apologize. I apologize for everything immediately.
Nah, he was probably like a little dickhead kid.
I was a hoe.
Hey, there you go.
Not. I didn't think I was not.
No, hey,
I was a bad dude. I'm gonna be honest. I apologize immediately.
But that's the crazy part. Like, bro, like it's literally just high school. Like that's the crazy part. Like you're still only you're still only 23. Yeah, so I feel like this is honestly, Nate. I feel like you're like the perfect person to talk to as far as like demographic for like people that I would be trying to give advice or talk to.
Yeah,
because I work at a school as a sub.
Yeah,
and some of the kids found me on Instagram, bro.
Oh no!
And so I showed up to work the other day, and it'd been like maybe a month since I worked there. Dude, they were like, "Oh my God, he's here!"
Bro, how old are these kids? High school?
They're 7th and 8th graders.
Yeah,
so
they would do that. They hype you up.
They're right. Yeah, bro.
They
honestly, dude,
they would hype you up.
Hey, shout out to my 7th and 8th graders. Hey, y'all know who you are, man.
They would hype you up for sure.
Yeah, so like honestly, I feel like this type of content is like perfect for like them, honestly. Mm-hmm. And so
don't drink and drive. Don't speed.
Yeah, he said. Yeah, don't. I never have drank and drive. So one time. I wasn't drinking and driving, but I was coming from a bar, and I had like a drink, and I literally someone had gave me a new drink to start drinking again, and I was just tired. Like I was like, I just want to go home. Like some people, I think some people's lives are that bad that they really just got to go to the bar and get drunk, and like that's their escape. Like that just wasn't it for me. I was like,
I can't fuck with that, dude.
I just wanted to go home.
I don't even look like alcohol.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. If it's social drinking, I'll get fucked up. I'm not gonna not fucked up, but I'll have a good time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'll have a good time.
I don't think I've never drank enough to get fucked up.
No, you know what? I
lied about it a lot in high school.
I got fucked up on my 21st birthday, but I think ever since then, it's like my body physically would not like. I'll just get sleepy and want to go to bed before I get to the point of getting fucked up. Like it's crazy. Like instead of getting fucked up, I'll just fall asleep. Like I'll just like I'll be in the club like sleep.
He was dying.
Not even dying. Like I'll just get sleep. Like I'll genuinely get sleepy. I'll get tired. Yeah.
People think you got fucked up, but nah, I'm just sleepy.
No,
bro.
I'm like I need a nap. Like, I need a nap. Wake me up in 30. And then, but yeah. Besides that, I got pulled over, and the cop thought I was drunk. This is another for all my youngins. You just if you talk to the police or have an interaction where you get pulled over by the police, just be cool, like be respectful. So look, I got pulled over because the cop thought I was drunk driving. Because I guess when I made the right turn, I like went into the other lane, whatever. And so this fool pulls me over. I was like, when he pulled me over, I was like, oh, yes, sir. Have my license and stuff ready. You have your stuff out. Don't be difficult.
Bro,
like, first of all, don't be difficult.
Did you know you're supposed to turn the car off?
You're supposed to turn the car off?
You're supposed to turn the car off and put your keys on the dash.
Oh, I
People
see.
say you should do that because
Then they know you're not gonna run or nothing.
yeah, they say that's like it's weird. It's a weird like formality.
I've
thing.
been told to put my hands on the dash, not by the police, but like by
I was gonna
like
say,
adults. I've been told just put your hands up here so they know that like you're not. I know funny stuff.
I'm gonna be real, Chief. That seems like a whole different issue.
No,
though.
that came from a black. No, like this comes from like black people, from my black uncles from like cops beat
Right,
you Emmett
that's-
Till type shit.
But that's what I'm saying. That's gotta be
No,
because
that's awful. Yeah,
yeah, that comes from that's fucked up. That
But-
you have to be told that.
But at the same time,
specifically.
if you look at like police figures throughout history, whether it be like medieval police, like ancient samurais, knights, they were probably all dickheads to like. They were probably noble knights and noble samurais, but they were probably also
Samurai
like,
was like-
dickheads too. You know?
You're from the West End.
Yeah, yeah. Like I'm gonna kill you with my bloody sword, you bloke. Oh, ching ching. Like I will sink you, I will cut you.
Runneth thine pocket. I think not, you scallywag.
Runneth on pockets for I cut you in your throat, you bloody wanker. But yeah,
The British people are not gonna fuck with this.
what was I saying?
UK is not gonna
Yeah,
fuck with this.
but back to it. The police, you just say, keep it to yes, sir, no, sir, here, sir, I don't have it, sir. And then if you did it, you don't gotta self-snitch. I ain't gonna say snitch on yourself or tell, but like, if you clearly ran the red light, you could be like, yeah, it's like I ran, yeah, I was on the line, yeah. You could just like, you don't gotta be like, yes, officer, it was me, I did it. But you could be like, yeah. That's what I just
You gotta be careful,
I
bro.
give him a yeah.
Oh, here's some advice. If they ever ask you if you know how fast you're going, always say no.
Oh,
Never
no,
say
no.
you know how fast you were going.
You know what? I got pulled over again the other day, and he hit me with the, you were speeding, and that's when I hit him with the, yeah, I definitely was.
Never admit to it, bro.
I didn't.
'Cause you can,
No,
then you can
'cause-
fight at. Then you
no,
can fight
because
that shit.
at that point I was like, nigga, he had got me. Like I
But
knew
that's-
I was speeding. He had blurted me, and then it was the whole thing. I was just at that point. I'm not. That goes back to I'm not gonna try to be confrontational. Like
That's true.
if he says like, "Oh, were you speeding?" I don't know. Like nigga, you know
Don't
if you were
say
speeding.
you don't know.
Nah,
like-
just be like, this is. I guess this is where we differ.
Okay,
This-
you right.
this-
No, it's all good.
This is where I'll be.
Okay, so the thing is, the reason I say
Mhm.
that is because actually, you might be right. Actually, when I think
Uh.
about it, because here's what I'm gonna say. I just got a speeding ticket, bro.
okay, okay, over here.
But I'm probably gonna get that shit dismissed
Uh-huh.
for like multiple reasons because I can't even lie. You probably
Were you speeding? Yes. Or were you going over what the speed limit was? This is not. This is off the record. Were you going faster? Yes or no?
listen?
Yes. no.
Probably,
No.
yeah,
No.
yeah.
No. No.
Okay.
Yes
okay.
or no?
Hear me out. Yes. Definitely
Okay.
not. Hold on. Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely not what he clocked me for. That was my problem. That
He
was
said
my problem.
definitely not what he
This dude
clocked
said,
me
"Do you know you're going 67?" Fuck no, I wasn't going 67. I was like, huh? Okay, he didn't even ask me. So he said he told me it's like I clocked you in for 67 back there. I'm like, I was confused. I was like, okay. And so he just asked me for my license and so what I say about like agreeing with David on that part, like if you keep that conversation quick, chances are you can get out of that fucking ticket. You know why? Because if you don't talk to them enough, they don't talk to you enough, and that can get the ticket dismissed because they didn't follow the whole process.
When you say not talking to you enough, do you mean not talking
If
to you
you-
enough in the sense of like withholding information?
No, like not withholding information, but if you're quick and concise with your like
Oh, okay,
responses,
yes.
they won't ask them more questions,
Oh,
and they
yeah.
don't try to be there. They
Yeah,
try to
yeah.
get through it because let's be honest, no one wants to sit out here in this fucking.
They
heat.
don't even want to sit out
It's
there and write
hot
that
out
damn
here.
ticket. They're
It's
only
hot
gonna write
out
your
here.
ticket if they're like, "Oh, this guy's a dickhead. I'm gonna write him a fucking ticket."
I was being nice. I said like, listen, I'm late for class. I got to drop I was on my way from FedEx, bro, from work or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I got to take my fiance and her sister home. So I was doing that, and I'm late for class.
I told him, I was like, man, I just got off work. I was like, I just want to go. Literally, he opened the door. He was like, where you speed? I said, yeah, well, I just want to go home.
I was like,
I was like, I just want to go home.
Yeah, but I was like, there's.
Like, bro,
I
I'm
still
trying to go home.
the only reason
I'm tired. Go ahead.
the only reason I even fought the ticket was I was like, I know for a fact I wasn't going 67. I ain't playing that
I ain't
game.
gonna lie. I don't know if that's going.
No, hear me out. But hear me out. Okay. Okay, but there's like a couple other things. So he didn't show me the speed on the radar he clocked me in with, which apparently they're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't do that, so I can object to the ticket based on that.
He didn't put the speed on the ticket or something?
He did put on the ticket, but the thing is, you can just write that in. You can just type that into the computer and print it out like that.
Okay.
All of that stuff can be typed and printed out, and the color of my car was wrong.
Oh,
I got a black car. He put blue on it, so I was allowed to fight it on that. And so the thing is, if you fight for tickets, you know there are ticket sites that you can like log into, and they'll be like, "We'll fight your ticket for you," because you can like you don't even have to go to court. You can write a freaking letter, and they'll write like a whole letter out for you. You just mail it in, and then you're good to go, and you might just get your ticket dismissed. And they tell you straight up, like you basically just have to attack the shit out of the cop's character. Like not character.
Oh,
not like
you go attacking, but
no, sorry,
I ain't getting
sorry, my bad.
I ain't
Not
entering
personality
battle with the police.
Nothing with character. You just gotta what's the word?
Like if he didn't follow procedure,
competence. Competency. It's a horrible word to use.
See, this is why police are dickheads. Because then you got people like you're like, oh,
yeah, but think of it this way. But let's be real. Cops got quotas, bro. They pull over people just because they have to. That's fucked up. You should not have a quota that you have to fill. Like, oh, you have to pull over this many people in a week or a month. That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
He ain't the one decide. Like that's the government.
That's why.
That's the government. That goes back.
We're not doing.
Hey, that's the government.
Man.
That's the government.
I did a whole art
That's
piece
the government
on
talking about. Hey, yo, like this whoever is in charge right now just spent X amount of bread. We need extra bread, so start ticketing these niggas. We need
That's
bread.
Exactly. That's fucked. Like, that should not be how... Bro, this goes back to my whole ass theory. Bro, fuck Democrats. Fuck Republicans.
Oh, my God.
No, hear me out. No, hear me out.
Okay,
This is not political. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. This is past... This is like... It's about... But it's past that.
Yeah.
We're being completely distracted, bro. It's a distraction.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. We're being distracted from the bigger picture right now, but because they're trying to make us fight each other.
Yeah, man. Little baby. Shout out to little baby.
Shit, little baby. We're going to go crazy.
But yeah, no.
Stupid.
It's definitely... I feel like that's why it's... So, you know, I don't know the statistics on this, but I feel like the police kill a fair amount of white people as well. I'm not going to say a number.
Not as much, bro.
But they kill a fair number of like other... They kill... I'm not going to say white people. They kill Mexicans.
Minorities.
They kill Mexicans. They kill everyone. They kill
a lot of minorities.
They kill everybody, but they only put it on TV when they kill black people because they know everybody gonna go up in arms about black people. Like that's just one example, but of like whoever is in charge be choosing. Oh, I'm gonna do this.
I still don't get why they say minorities.
Minority.
There's like, well, I would argue there's like 90 like Hispanic people for every 10 white people in this country, bro.
No, that's still
that's crazy.
California. That's true, but
no, I think the whole country, dude.
No, bro.
Unless you go to like Texas or like a southern state, then maybe not.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's like 30-some odd states in the middle that we just be acting like don't exist. It's a whole lot like them Wyoming and them
big
Dakotas.
States. That's
them.
every big state, bro. California, Texas, fucking New York. Like those states don't give a fuck about nobody, bro. We got that a lot of people in those states got that mentality that they're the United States. Like we are this country. Ignore the 49 other states out there.
Yeah, I tell you, there's a whole lot of white people out there, bro.
It's crazy.
There's still a whole lot of white people out there.
I'm jealous of Hawaii, bro. They don't got to be a part of this. They're a part of it, but they're like
nah,
they don't got to be.
Hawaii's been taken over by tourists as well,
man,
bro.
Fuck that, bro.
Hawaii's been overran by tourists.
It reminds me of that.
Ask
South Park
anyone
episode.
that goes to Hawaii, bro.
There's a South Park episode for everything.
I'm telling you, they tell the future.
Yeah. This is like the whole episode.
Where
it's a bunch of tourists saying, "Yeah, we're native Hawaiians." You're not. You just go to vacation here every year. And they're like, and they have this whole, it's awful. It's just a bunch of white people. Like, we're native Hawaiians.
I feel like it's kind of like, I don't want to say modern colonization. That's kind of a big statement. Or modern gentrification. Like, it's kind of like.
I'll say colonization.
It's not colonization because we're not like going and taking over, but like, we're just doing, instead of it being colonization through force.
Culture vulture.
It's colonization through economics and finance. Like, you're able to just
finance or You think?
Yeah, well, economics and finance, I'd say it's under the same umbrella. I say economics because where you come from socioeconomically, like if you're
That'll
from the
affect
United
you.
States, you will, like, we have a better chance of owning land anywhere in South America than the actual people that live in South America,
That is true.
because the cost of our value of currency is simply more. Like, we make our money is worth more here, so the real estate over there
Heard-
is more based off global price rather than, or who can afford it on the higher echelon. So the people that live, like when I went to Argentina,
Yeah.
the people that live in Buenos Aires will never own a house in Buenos Aires. It's kind of like living in LA. It's kind of like people that live in LA will most likely never own a home in LA unless they really pull some strings and start slinging dope. Or something.
What if someone from Dubai just comes in and says, "Hey, I want to own land here"?
And exactly,
You fuck up,
they'd
yeah.
rather, to them, they're like, fuck selling the land to these local LA people, bring in people from all over the world, the richest motherfuckers
people.
from the world, and we'll have them buy our property.
Then we're back to capitalism
Yeah.
and the United States being the thing the shit runs on.
No, so look, capitalism, there's a balance, okay? This is for you, Thomas.
Oh.
There's a balance.
Thomas.
There's a balance, bro,
He's
because
gonna watch this.
it's like you have freedom, and freedom is like capitalism, because when you leave people up to their own devices, we are not equal. Some people are smarter than others. Some people are more talented than others. Some people are just more.
true.
Some people are just more
Some people got that
advanced.
dog in them.
Some people got. Some people got that dog.
in them.
Some people got that dog
This
in
is
them.
how it
mate.
fucking is.
And the dogs gonna eat. You know.
They gonna eat.
Some the people that got dogs, they gonna eat, and therefore the ones that eat, there's just naturally
They
going to be a
thrive.
progression
They
of
thrive.
people that eat more than others, and because they eat more, they gain more, power. But with equality and equity, you have less freedoms, but there's more. Like, the ceiling is low key kind of capped, but no one's even reaching the ceiling. I will say no one's really even reaching the ceiling in capitalism, but the ceiling is there, or maybe that's what the glass ceiling is. Anyways,
That's a whole different thing.
So with the socialism stuff, it's like, I get it because at least everyone's shit is taken care of, but to me it's like it's too much government dependence. I don't
100%.
like the idea of depending on Daddy Trump or Daddy Biden to take care of me.
Again, with that's
I
what I'm
just-
talking about with the two-party system, bro.
That's why niggas be like, just fuck the, like, just let me keep my money and fuck the taxes. Like, if everyone would just work at their shit, we could probably have less taxes because more motherfuckers would just be working at their shit. But because here in California, it's like, it's the wages and the niggas got so, like, the discrepancy, I will say, in California is it's major cities mostly. It's not even California. It's these major hubs where you have these super discrepancies like L.A., San Francisco, Vegas, Austin, Texas, New York, Miami, these major cities. It's like you have every socioeconomic level just packed tight into one little thing. And so it's like it becomes so unproportionally populated, and it's like you have so many people with less and such a small percentage with, and it's like, fuck, we have to, there's just not enough for everyone, you know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
not, it's not enough, but it's like the ones that got, they're gonna be like, fuck that shit, I'm not gonna give all my shit away.
The ones that you don't want to share.
Yeah, and then you got the ones that don't got shit, and the ones that don't got shit are all fighting for crumbs, and so it's like, it's just a whole like fucked up situation.
We fighting for the crumbs out here, bro.
We're out
I'm
here
telling
fighting
you,
for
we're
the
fighting
crumbs.
for the crumbs.
But
I feel like that's a really first world problem thing to say, because I mean, we're doing pretty okay compared to other people.
and that's what I be saying. Like we don't have real, like, we have poverty here, but I don't want to say it's not real poverty. But I'm like, just the standard of living is like not. I don't know, man. Some of these other countries is fucked up.
Bro, we literally went to LA to shoot that music video for Andres, right?
Yeah.
And we went past fucking Skid Row, and that shit was a whole community.
Bro,
Remember?
yes. It's literally a homeless haven.
And it's like, what, like,
And but the thing is,
it's
like,
crazy. It's just
what do you-
crazy. It's just crazy to see.
but what are you
It's
going to do with
weird to
those
see.
people? Like, that's when people get mad about their tax dollars, because then it'd be like, all right, we want to help the homeless, But the only way to help the
You want to
homeless,
pay a bit more taxes so we can get government programs? No, and then that's what it is. That's what happens.
because motherfuckers is art. Because literally, I feel like the people that are now that I've worked my teacher job and listened to these financial audits from this other guy's channel, the people that are making it are like that have jobs or whatever. They are still barely making it. Like, even if you got a good job, like say you're making $80,000 a year, if you got kids on top of that, like you're still fucking like yo, like you're the people that are making like $60,000 to like $100,000 are being taxed so much that the shit is damn near the same as the nigga that's making $50,000. And so like when you're stuck in that no man's land, it's like the policy is set up for people to feel a certain way and to like vote a certain way. Like I feel like the government policies are set up for the people that do make that 50, that 60, 70, 80, $100,000. Like the policy set up to fuck them the most, so they hate the people right below them. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's what I'm saying, bro.
It keeps everyone hating who's under them because whoever's under them is getting a little bit extra, a little break here, and they're like, "Well, I want that break." And so, yeah, the system's fucked. But if you focus on what you got to do and sacrifice a little bit on the front end to live on the back end, you can do it.
You can change some shit.
If you honestly
change the reality.
Honestly, if you just hold a decent job and just progress in making money and just don't have kids, it's hard to like not fuck up. You might not be a millionaire rich, but just you'll be cool. Like you will be comfortable and you can have vacations. Just once you start having kids and relationships, I would say for a man more. Well, no, it depends what the relationship is. Because I feel like me as a dude, I'll be wanting to be on I'm a provider and I pay for everything. But maybe that's the pride in me. That maybe I'm wrong in that thinking. Maybe I need to be more accepting of help.
The thing is, I don't think. Listen, I'm not gonna say you're wrong. I think the issue is that's just what you were raised on, and that's just what society told you to be like. You know, you're like, oh, you're the man, you're the breadwinner, you got to provide shit. Is that logical though? Think about it for real. If you want to survive and live in this world, and you got a girl. You want to pay for everything on your own, or do you want to work together as one unit and pay for shit together?
Oh, that shit sounds a lot better.
It's weird because it's just literally it's full pride.
Well, I like
it's a full pride societal thing
yeah.
Because it's illogical to think that way. That you have to like get like the highest fucking paying job imaginable to pay for everything, as opposed to sure if you want to get up there and get that high paying job, but not have to cut much of your income out because you got your girl helping you and she's got her job and you're both up and you can pay for shit. And you know what you got? Spending money, vacation. If you want to have kids, you got money to pay for your kids.
Yeah.
And then people think like, well, that's ridiculous. The woman should stay home and take care of the kid. Why?
No, I don't think I don't think she got to stay home.
Not forever.
No, I like the idea of like.
It's not
like I could pay for everything, and then whatever money she makes, she could just do whatever the fuck she wants with her money.
Yeah, or you can both pay the bills. You know,
yeah, we could both
go ham on the bills. You know, sometimes you know people you hit a snag. You got a bit of a low check. You know,
yeah.
she's up though. She'll help you out. She'll compensate a bit. It's fine.
You
it's
know,
back
bro,
and forth.
The girl I had mentioned earlier, she was definitely like that, and I was just so prideful, bro. I would not. It's like. I will say it's like how you said. I felt like less of a man because she would want to help me or would do stuff. And now looking back, I'm like, bro,
that's care, bro. You're being cared for. Boom. That's what that's a weird thing. I think that's what they mean. That's part of what they mean by toxic masculinity, bro. Because it affects everyone. You know, it can affect the women that some men interact with in that manner, and it also affects how men are taught to act that way, and they have to do this on their own, that were taught by their fathers to them sometimes. You know, it's like it's a whole thing. It's not just like men being offered a woman and it's a horrible thing, and that happens that happens 100%, but it's also about how you think a man should be. You know, don't cry, be emotionless, don't take take care of yourself, you know, don't ask for help, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
That's also a
don't
part
ask
of
for
it.
help is a big one, bro. It's like
That's also a part of it. It's the same
definitely
umbrella.
need to be asking for more.
100%. Yeah. Don't be a fucking mooch. Don't be an asshole. Don't be a hug your girl behind from behind a McDonald's line kind of dude. But go half. It's not hard. You're like, babe, can I get the Happy Meal? Can I get the McChicken from the dollar? It's just a weird thing to me that some people like rely on one or the other for the money in the relationship. I mean, I get it if you're like bringing home. I still don't get it. Even if you're bringing home 6 figures and your partner's just there sitting, why not? You can follow your dreams and make money. Like, while that just gives you more opportunity to do what you want to do.
I like that idea. Like in my head, I have this fantasy, or I've romanticized this idea that I'm gonna be this like 6-figure nigga that could just have his.
That's what I want.
They could just have my girl or my wife at home, and you could either choose to stay home or you could go outside and pursue whatever you want to do. But
that's what I want.
Like I feel like that's the perfect scenario, because then it's like, all right, like you taking care of, like you good. You feel me? You taking care, you good.
That's how I feel. I'm gonna reword this. That's how I feel about dudes that have girlfriends that are. Man, what am I gonna use? Let's say, accountants. Accountants.
Like.
Yeah, that manage their own money that they make.
Oh, you're talking about like pimping?
Sure, like OF.
Are you talking about
like OF, bro?
Oh, are you talking about girls that give their money to their man and then the man manages it?
Sure. Sure.
I mean,
we'll talk.
That's a whole nother. You talk about pimping. That's different.
Sure.
We ain't talking about pimping. I'm talking about.
I'm not really talking about that.
Oh.
It's sort of like she makes the money because she's got her own accountant business.
Oh, like she actually has her own business? Like
sure.
Or are you being like, are you alluding to something else? Oh, you're talking about OnlyFans?
Yeah, stuff like that.
Oh.
I don't know, man. You said your kids watch this. I don't want them to hear.
Oh, no. This is what they need to hear.
Okay. But like, I feel like even if in that situation, bro, like even if she's making hella bread off of OF or like stuff like that, you can do something. Just sit around the house.
Oh yeah, no, I feel like at that point you're like an emotional support nigga,
exactly.
or like
you're a stay-at-home dad and you're a stay-at-home dude.
I'm telling you,
dad, you're just a stay-at-home dude.
No, now look, I feel like today in this world of fluidity and non-conforming gender roles. I feel like now relationships is whatever you want to be. It's whatever you want it to be.
Yeah, bro.
And so as long as it works for you and your partner and y'all got to understanding.
Partners, shit.
Oh, nah. Honestly, bro.
That's partners. Listen, let's be
on
real.
that polyamorous shit. Look, I'm gonna just touch on poly.
Right.
I ain't never seen one polyamorous person that looks happy, and they all look weird. I'm sorry.
Nah, you can't.
Look, man, them polyamorous people, bro.
Man, there's a girl out there acting like a puppy. I don't want to hear it.
Bro, that stuff is cucking. I feel like polyamorous relationship is like it's soft cucking. It's light cuck work.
So listen, I partially agree with you. Someone had to have started.
What person that has self-respect is gonna be like, yeah, that's my partner, that's my wife, that's my girl.
I mean. It's like a have and have. It depends how the respect is.
Some people are into that stuff, though. Nah, man.
I feel like the thing is, the people that are really like cool and comfortable with it ain't out telling people.
Nah.
If there's no way, like, cause you see like on Snapchat they got that love don't judge, and they talk about that. I'm like, they don't look happy. Like they look like they're just here.
I feel like the real ones probably just keep it low key.
And they're happy. They're probably happy about that shit.
Yeah.
But like, there's also like.
It's the
arrangements.
It's the people that be trying to be outside with it, and like, this is.
If it makes you happy though, but
I feel like
if it makes you happy,
and that's what I feel like. No, and that's the thing. I feel like it's the people that are outside loud about it are actually upset and are probably not happy at all. They're just trying to convince the world and themselves that they're happy, rather than they're actually happy. They're just trying to look for some validation. Or like someone to agree, or to think that like, oh yeah, this lifestyle is okay. Like what you're doing is okay.
It could be true.
Nah, you gotta do what works for you.
It just depends on who you are. Just different
man.
strokes for different folks, baby.
Different strokes.
For different folks.
Putting.
Just depends.
But pause.
Said pause on the Strokes. That's a cool band, the Strokes.
Hey, it is. Stroke. There was a wrestler whose finishing move was the stroke.
Nah.
I forgot what his name was.
You're telling me you finish a dude off with the stroke?
Ah!
I don't know.
No! Oh God! Oh no!
That's really. I just think that's funny.
Damn! Hey,
Imagine saying, it's what's his name? What's his name?
I think it was DDP, Diamond Dallas Page. That nigga's name was DDP. Oh my!
Bro,
and on that, shout out DDP, Diamond Dallas Page, wrestler. We out.